What happens when a top secret plan, something crafted by some of the world's best intelligence minds, doesn't just fail, but actually makes a really dangerous situation even worse? Well, that's exactly what we're diving into today. We're looking at a pretty stunning report about a strategic move so controversial, it's now being questioned by the very people who might have designed it. Let's get into it. Just think about the weight of those three words, our biggest mistake. And listen, to be crystal clear, those are not my words. That is a direct quote, and it's reportedly from someone way on the inside of a massive intelligence operation. So who would say something that explosive? Well, according to the source material, this admission comes from a former U.S. intelligence leader. And it's all about a critical, top-secret strategy targeting Iran. I mean, a statement like that, it doesn't just raise a few eyebrows, it kind of forces us to rethink everything we thought we knew about this situation. Okay, so to really get the gravity of that admission, we've got to go back to the beginning, right? Let's break down the initial strategy, the high-stakes move that set all of this into motion. The action itself was, well, incredibly audacious. We're talking about the reported targeting of Iran's supreme leader, Ali Khamenei. This was no routine operation. This was a strategic strike aimed directly at the very top of the Iranian regime. And at the time, this was presented as a decisive, powerful move. It was the kind of operation that was meant to send a really clear message, to assert control, and to fundamentally change the game. But this is where the story really takes a turn. Because a move this big, well, it was always going to have consequences. So let's look at the unintended fallout and how the whole narrative started to change. And here's the thing. The fact that this could go wrong wasn't exactly a secret. For years, experts have been warning that these kinds of high-level strikes, while they might feel decisive in the moment, can totally reshape the battlefield in really chaotic and dangerous ways. And according to what we're seeing, that seems to be exactly what happened. Just look at what unfolded. Instead of things calming down, you get rising missile exchanges. Instead of containing the problem, you get tensions expanding across the region, pulling more and more countries into the crisis. The goal was control, but the result looks a lot more like instability, and it may have opened the door for even more extreme reactions. So all of this leads us to the core of the issue, right? The debate that's now happening. When you look at the aftermath, was this a bold strategic success, or was it a profoundly costly mistake? And this is why this whole thing is so important. I mean, it's one thing for outside analysts and experts to question a strategy. It is something else entirely when the insiders, the people who were actually involved, start having second thoughts. When that happens, you know the stakes are just higher than ever. This really captures the whole dilemma. The entire operation kind of boils down to this one crucial question. On the one side, the goal was simple, weaken the threat. But on the other side, there's this terrifying potential consequence. Did it just ignite something far bigger and way more dangerous? So let's just zoom out for a second, because this isn't only about one operation. It actually reveals a much broader lesson about, the new rules of conflict and what modern strategy really looks like today. And here's the key takeaway. In today's world, modern conflict is no longer just about winning a single moment. It's all about what comes after. It's about anticipating and managing everything that follows. Those second and third order effects, that's what really defines whether something was a success or a failure. This quote from the source material really just says it all. The aftermath is far more dangerous than the action itself. It's a pretty chilling reminder that the initial action might actually be the easy part. It's dealing with the fallout that's the real test. Which, of course, brings us right back to where we started. Now that we've laid out the details, the big question is still there. Was this a necessary strategic success, or was it a costly mistake with consequences we're still seeing unfold? It's a debate that is definitely far from over.